Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Hena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaisnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakan Visamcha Shri Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastite Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishubhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhu Bhavaeva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So there are 3 more verses that we recite before starting the Bhagavatam. Would you like me to do them?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Mukham karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yat kripatam aham bande Shri Guru Dina Taranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ishwaram Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavate Sevaya Bhagavatyutam Shlokir Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji, for doing the Mangalachar. As we are waiting for Radhika Kasturi Mataji to join, we can start reading the next chapter. We are now on chapter 14. Chapter 14 is called The Disappearance of Lord Krishna. And today we are going to do text 1, 2, and 3. So we can start with the Sanskrit and read the translation and purport till Mataji joins us. Any volunteers? Anybody?
Mataji, I can do.
Okay, Prabhuji, you can do text 1. Probably text 1 and 2, reading. And then I can do text 3.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Srimad Bhagavatam, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam 1.14.1. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtuki. Hare Krishna. Sutta Uvacha Samprastite Dwarakayam Jisnau Bandhu Didrikshaya Gnatum cha Punya Shlokasya Krishnasya cha Vichestitam. Word to word. Sutta Uvacha, Sri Sutta Goswami said, Samprastite, having gone to Dwarakayam, in the city of Dwaraka, Jisnau, Arjuna, Bandhu, friends and relatives, Didrikshaya, for meeting them, Gnatum, to know, cha also, Punya Shlokasya, of one whose glories are sung by Vedic hymns, Krishnasya, of Lord Krishna, cha, and Vichestitam, further programs of work. Translation. Sri Sutta Goswami said, Arjuna went to Dwaraka to see Lord Krishna and other friends and also to learn from the Lord of his next activities. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord descended to earth for the protection of faithful and annihilation of the impious. So after the battle of Kurukshetra and establishment of Maharaja Yudhishthira, the mission of the Lord was complete. The Pandavas, especially Sri Arjuna, were eternal companions of the Lord, and therefore Arjuna went to Dwaraka to hear from the Lord of his next program of work. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Would anybody like to read the second text? Today we have text 1, text 2, and text 3 of chapter 14. Okay, I can read the text 2. Text 2 is Vyatitha kati chin masas tada nyato tato chuna darasha gora rupani nimittani kurutvaha. Vyatitha, after passing, kachit, a few, masa, months, tada, at that time, na ayat, did not return, tata, from there, Arjun, dadarsha, observed, Ghora, fearful, Rupani, appearances, Nimitani, various causes, Kuru Udvaha, Maharaj Yudhishthira. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. A few months passed and Arjun did not return. Maharaj Yudhishthira then began to observe some inauspicious omens, which were fearful in themselves. Purport. Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is ad infinitum more powerful than the most powerful sun of our experience. Millions and billions of suns are created by him and annihilated by him within his one breathing period. In the material world, the sun is considered to be the source of all productivity and material energy, and only due to the sun can we have the necessities of life. Therefore, during the personal presence of the Lord on the earth, all paraphernalia for our peace and prosperity, especially religion and knowledge, were in full display because of the Lord's presence, just as there is a full flood of light in the presence of the glowing sun. Maharaj Yudhishthira observed some discrepancies in his kingdom, and therefore he became very anxious about Arjuna, who was long absent, and there was also no news about Dwarka's well-being. He suspected the disappearance of Lord Krishna. Otherwise, there would have been no possibility of fearful omens. Hare Krishna. Has Mataji joined? Yes. Hare Krishna, Mataji, Danvat Pranam. Please accept our humble obeisances.
Are you going to read the third verse also, Mataji?
I'm talking to Radhika Kasturi Mataji, who has just joined us, and then we have a new devotee who has joined us. We don't know her name. Mataji, can you please unmute and tell us your name? Vijayanti Mataji, thank you for joining us.
Is not.
Yes, we can't hear you.
Mataji joined. Last class she joined, Mataji. You remember her, Vaijayanti Mataji?
Yes.
She's from Los Angeles.
Hare Krishna.
So she has joined the call today as well.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining. Hare Krishna. So, Hare Krishna, Mataji, thank you very much for your time and association. We are really grateful. Mataji, we are starting the new chapter, and it's really our privilege to have you at the beginning of the new chapter. We like you when you are there with us in the beginning and at the end, because you really put the scene and set the stage for us so that the whole chapter flows very well. So this is chapter 14, the disappearance of Lord Krishna, and the text for today is text 1, 2, and 3, Mataji. We've read text 1 and 2, and I hand over to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Our internet has been really fluctuating a lot. Hope my voice is clear. Is it okay?
Yes, Mataji, we can hear you.
Okay. All right. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-Shalakaya Chakshurummilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Kauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaitadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All right. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Narayanam Nam, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Narayanam Namaskrityam, Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudire, Srinvata Swagata Krishna, Punya Shravana Kirtanah. Hridayantastohi abhadrani vidunati sugritsadam nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati buttamaskloke bhakti bhavati naishtiki. Jai Shri Prabhupada. So we are seeing one episode at the if you are looking at the chapters. So now we have Dhritarashtra is quitting home. After that, it's a very sad news that there is disappearance of Lord Krishna, right? So this is kind of the transition that we are seeing. Already this Dhritarashtra has gone and Yudhishthira was feeling sad, and then Narada Muni, he enlightened him. He kind of gave him instructions to subdue his illusion. And now there is disappearance of Lord Krishna. So first we will try to see the story format, and then we will try, this is just a story. I don't know, there's not much philosophy here, but somehow I always like to include philosophy in my classes, because those are the things that will stay strong in our heart. As I always believe that Shastras are very important, because without knowing the Shastras, how we will use the intelligence to take the right action, right? Without knowing Shastras, we will not be able to take the right decision. With our material intelligence, we can't do anything. So we definitely need Shastras to guide us in the right direction. And she is the mother. Shastra is Janani, right? And Janani, we are supposed to follow our mother. Mother is the one who will take us in the right direction, who will show us the right path. And Shastras are like mother. That is what Bhakti Vinodha Thakura says. So having gotten this from Bhakti Vinodha Thakura, we are supposed to follow our mother. Please, dear devotees, let's always pray to get we should always pray so that we are able to get Shastras into our heart. And another important point before I start the class is, there is one is intelligence, another is the function of the mind, right? Now we say Vyavasaya Atmika Buddhi. What is Vyavasaya Atmika Buddhi? Having one pointed goal and attention. The goal and attention has to be this just one pointed goal. I want to serve Krishna. I want to serve my Guru Maharaj. This should be the one pointedness in terms of having a goal, which is one pointed intelligence. That is Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. Now, in order to fulfill this one pointed goal, we need the help of mind. The mind is the one which gives us the sankalpa. Mind is the one which helps us to be determined to follow through that one pointed intelligence. You're able to understand. It's a very important point, dear devotees. Before starting the class, I want to emphasize this so you're able to get. So we may have multiple goals. And what is the one that is helping us to go forward with our goals? It is the mind. The mind makes that sankalpa. Yes, I'm going to go forward with the goal of imbibing this principle in my life. It could be anything. It could be even going to a bar, right? You may decide, yes, I want to go to a restaurant. I want to have some drinks with my friends. And this is a temporary goal you have. The goal, intelligence says, okay, yes, this is a good idea. You need to socialize. You need to build your networking. So for you to build your networking circle, you need to socialize with friends, have a few drinks. There is nothing wrong in it. Intelligence is convinced. And mind is the one that is determined. Yes, I need to get promotion. So I need to network with these people. I need to have few drinks and socialize with them and build up my networking capability or whatever. That sankalpa is made by the mind. If we have an impure mind, what is going to happen is we are going to follow whimsically whatever the mind says. So sankalpa is made based on what the mind says. If there is impure mind, then yes, I would say okay to everything that comes in my life. Discrimination. Intelligence is there to discriminate. The person has to give that determination to go forward with that, right? And you will say okay to everything because there is impurity in the mind and muted, which is why Shastras are very important, dear devotees. This is a very, very good point. Why we need to follow why we need to, what is happening internally is our mind and intelligence are working together. Why we say yes to things. Again, that's also related to karma. So many times, if you have repeated a particular instance in your life, you want to say yes to it without discrimination. But anyway, discussion on 14th chapter, that is disappearance of Lord Krishna. Now, for a change, I want you to enjoy the story of what is coming forward ahead. Okay, let's go through in a story form, and then we will try to understand the first 3 verses and also look at a theme. Okay. All right, let's get into the story, dear devotees. 14th chapter story goes like this. One day, Yudhishthira Maharaj, he was pondering over the words of sage Narada Muni. He had said, now that the envious demons have all been killed, Lord Krishna will return soon to his spiritual world. He started to ponder upon Narada Muni's words. What did Narada Muni say? He started to ponder upon it. He said, yeah, as soon as Krishna has done with the killing of the demons, Shishupal, everybody, whoever he was supposed to kill, if he has killed everyone, then he will go back to the spiritual world. So he started to ponder upon these words. And then King Yudhishthira thought, let me send my brother Arjuna to Dwaraka to find out what Krishna's plans to do next in this world. So he turned to his brother Arjuna and he said, Arjuna, can you please go to Dwaraka and visit Lord Krishna and ask him what he plans to do next in the world? Can you please ask Krishna what is his plans forward? So that, again, if you look at the relationship of Arjuna and Krishna, they have always been there all the past times, right? If Krishna were to do something, then Arjuna has to follow him. So Arjuna's presence is required. He's got that Sakya Bhav with him. So he is also curious. Oh, Krishna, I need to know your next plan so that I can tag along with you, right? This is the mood of Arjuna. Again, he was so happy. Yeah. I'm going to go to Dwaraka, visit Krishna and ask him, what is the plan? I would love to do, beamed Arjuna with great delight. This is the mood, right? We have to enjoy the mood in Bhagavatam. Each and every character displays, they don't care about happiness, distress, no, nothing like that. They don't calculate, oh, this is that is the important principle here about this. If you look at Srimad Bhagavatam, there's no discrimination of what is happy for me, what is sad for me. Oh, Krishna has plans for me. That's all. I just go with Krishna's plans. It could be distress, it could be happiness. I really don't care. All I care about is Krishna has his plan. I don't even plan. No planning also. They just follow. I'm an instrument in the hands of Krishna. This is the very subtle mood that these devotees, if you look carefully, they don't plan. Oh, you know what? Insurance is not there. How will I go to meet the doctor next time? I have some chronic health diseases. How am I going to? No problem. No, nothing. Krishna is there. Krishna will maintain. Krishna will protect. There is no good and bad. Anything that happens is only good because Krishna is there. He will take care of me. He'll protect me. He'll maintain me. And he also plans for me. Yogakshemam vahamyaham. This is the mood of a devotee. And he was very excited. Yeah, let's. So he got ready as fast as he could and he set off to the city of Dwaraka. Now, how many months passed? Arjuna did not come. We have to ask ourselves this question. And for that, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura, he answers, how long? 7 months have passed. And still, there was no sign of Arjuna's return. 7 months, dear devotees. It's not like we have WhatsApp, right? Yudhishthira Maharaj sent Arjuna. He doesn't have a WhatsApp or a text to text him. Yeah, what's going on? You know, you've been there for a long time and I don't know what's going on between you and Krishna. You haven't updated me. There's no such communication that is happening. Look at Yudhishthira Maharaj's state now. How he's feeling, right? 7 months, no news. What is one supposed to infer, right? King Yudhishthira was getting very worried and he was noticing strange things happening around him. What are the strange things? This is what is the purport. Our purports today are talking about this theme. Seasons were all mixed up, being cold in summer and warm in winter. Can you believe this? How the seasons got mixed up? This is like, oh my God, you can't even believe this would happen someday, but this is happening. His people were becoming greedy, angry, proud, and they were even cheating each other. This was never there in history. But now we have some contradictions that are happening to even the society. That we are seeing. People are becoming greedy, people are becoming angry, people are becoming proud, and they are even cheating each other. Very bad. Even families began to argue. This never happened before under Yudhishthira Maharaj's reign. Something was definitely wrong, right? King Yudhishthira anxiously turned to his brother Bhima. So there's now going to be a conversation that is going to happen between Bhima and Yudhishthira Maharaj. And so he said, Yudhishthira Maharaj is going to have this conversation. What sort of conversation they are having? Bhima, Yudhishthira Maharaj said to Bhima, I'm worried about the situation. It's been long since Arjuna left. He has not returned. Do you think what Narada Muni has said already happened? Do you think so? Krishna would have already left the planet or what? What do you think, Bhima? What do you think? Very anxious about it. It cannot be that soon. Krishna couldn't have left this world already, could he? Everything we have and all our success is due to Krishna's mercy. But now, so many bad things are happening around us. So many bad things are happening. Can you believe? My left side is shaking. My heart is beating. Dogs are barking in a very weird way. The cows passed my left side. Moo, 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 like that. The she-jackals are crying at the rising sun. And, the horses are crying. The birds are shrieking. There is a smoky sky. She-jackals at the rising sun. The wind is blowing. The calves are not even drinking. The calves don't feed. The deities, they are dropping tears. They are all crying. And the sun is not even shining. What a terrible thing this is. What a terrible thing. At that very moment, what happened, dear devotees? Arjuna returned home. You're back, exclaimed Yudhishthira Maharaj when he saw Arjuna. Arjuna didn't say a word. He couldn't speak. Tears glided down his pale face as he bowed down to his elder brothers. Tears are, they are really feeling the separation from Lord Krishna. You can understand, right? How, because, see, we are not used to serving the Lord personally, in the sense, direct contact with the Lord, even if for us, it's all Aksha Vigraha form. And even that form of the Lord is so attractive to us. And some people get attached to the form of the Lord so much that they are not even able to separate themselves when they are going out of town. They take the deities with them. This is seen even in the material world. They take the deities wherever they go. They cannot eat their food without feeding the deities. They are able to, because they have developed so much attachment to this form of the Lord that they are not able to separate with them. They are not able to be separated from them. And they show the loving reciprocation with a loving mood. I was told Mukunda Datta Prabhu, His Holiness Mukunda Datta Prabhu in Vrindavan, he has this Gopal deity. And With this deity, Prabhuji used to feed milk, hot milk before going to bed. He used to feed hot milk to the deities every day without fail. And, and with loving attention, he will be there for half an hour trying to feed Gopal. Half an hour, trying to feed Gopal, just, with a loving mood of reciprocation. He wants to make sure that Gopal, I think probably he is able to see that Gopal is drinking and Gopal is now done and he's finished. He's going to rest and he then puts him to sleep nicely in his bed. Sometimes if the deities are very big, what they do is they just keep the slippers of the deities near the bed, and then it's actually equal to putting the deities to bed. So with the slippers near the bed, you can't put the big deities onto the bed, right? So they just keep the slippers just underneath the bed so that the deities can sleep. So this is how much devotees show their loving mood to the deities. And imagine now we have Arjuna, who's been with the Lord, even when he sleeps, during that time, he would just recite Krishna, 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 and his hairs would stand on the end. This is Arjuna we are talking about. This is the mood that we are talking about. This is the bhav that he has. Imagine that devotee now has heard this news that Krishna has gone to the spiritual world, and he is not able to convey this news yet to the brothers. How tricky the situation is. They are anxiously waiting to hear from Arjuna. They were just talking about Arjuna, Bhima and Yudhishthira Maharaj. They were just discussing, yes, see how long he has not yet come, like that. And then we have Arjuna on the scene now. Imagine the conversation. How can Arjuna say this to his brothers? He's in a very, very tricky situation now. And tears started to glide down from Arjuna's eyes. King Yudhishthira remembered the sage's words once again. And now that the enemy's demons have been killed, Lord Krishna will soon return to his spiritual world. He began to ask Arjuna, how are our families doing? Indirectly, he's asking. See, the question. He's not asking directly to Krishna, oh, where is Krishna? What happened? When is he? Where? What's his next plan? He didn't directly ask him. Look at the etiquette. How are our friends and family? How is Lord Krishna and his family, the Yadu dynasty? Well, I know nothing bad could happen to Lord Krishna's family because he always protects them. King Yudhishthira suddenly stopped and looked at his brother. Arjuna, you are really pale. Are you feeling okay? You've lost your luster in your face. The luster that we see in you every day is lost. Are you okay, dear? Are you feeling okay? Did someone say something bad to you? Is that why your luster is gone? Did someone say something bad to you? Tell me, if that's what is the case. Or did you do something wrong? Yudhishthira finally asked Arjuna the question he was dreading. Because Lord Krishna, the world, he doesn't want to hear that answer. That's why he kept it to the last. He tell me some other excuse. Somebody did say something bad to you, and that is why you lost your luster, or that is why you're feeling sad. Don't tell me this bad news that Krishna has left the world. I don't want to hear that particular statement. We cannot tolerate it. This is reality. That is the feeling of separation we are talking about. This is the case with Pandavas. Imagine with the gopis. Right? This mood of separation is real. This mood of humility that our acharyas have is real. They say, oh, Krishnadas Kaviraj Swami says, I'm school. Then he uses such words. I'm lower than when they talk about those kind of things, they really mean it. Separation, they really mean it. It's not like the separation that we have in this material world. For a few hours, we just, cry, and then that person is gone, then we start eating our samosas. No, that's not what it is. So this feeling of separation is completely different here about this. To even understand this mood, we need a purified heart. So there is so many burning desires in our heart, dear devotees. Our acharyas are saying that only. So because of which we are not able to understand the mood of these devotees, not even able to feel. Our heart has so many lusty desires, so much burning, and we are not able to feel this loving mood. When our heart is completely cleansed, and there are no more material desires, then the relishment that we will get in the spiritual subject matter is million times more. Million times. Even with this impure heart, we are able to feel something. Imagine if your heart is so pure, no material desires, how that feeling would be. That is why one word, that's why when Sukha heard, when he doesn't have any material desires, right? When Sukha heard the Saho Bhaktiyam Tanaka, that time what happened to him? Immediately, the heart started to agitate and he wanted to hear more and he went to Vyasadeva. Why? Because no material desire. This material desire burning in our heart is what is the troublemaker. When our heart is purified, when we are sufficiently cleansed, then we will be able to enjoy the spiritual subject matter. Also, another reason why we don't enjoy the spiritual matter is due to our offense. As I always tell, when we have an offensive mentality towards people, specifically those that Krishna loves, Krishnavas, then Krishna is not going to tolerate. He won't allow Bhakti Maharani to enter into our heart. No way, no, not at all possible. So we have to make sure to not have offensive mentality. We might have committed offenses in the past, and we will be, because of that, we will be subjugated to reactions. But at least we have to think forward consciously. Are we offending devotees? Please don't even hesitate to beg forgiveness from them. And that forgiveness is meant to purify our mentality. It is not going to free us from reactions to your devotees. It is just going to make sure next time you are not going to hurt some other Vaishnava or even the same Vaishnava. It's very important. We are all in a society of devotees. We all have to look at that devotee as in a pleasing way and give respect to him because he chants the names of the Lord. See, the thing is, we may have faults in him, but we are not the one who has to say, yeah, he is faulty. Who is not faulty? But he is chanting Krishna's name. Don't you have the belief that when he chants Krishna's name, Krishna will purify him? Don't we have that confidence in Krishna? He is taking shelter of Krishna. He will be purified. The same way we are going to be purified. Why are we in this material world? We all have our own desires. We all have our own conditioning. We all have our own faults. That is why we are in this material world. We are not supposed to judge anybody. Right? So we are not even supposed to say, you see, good and bad in our own life. Because everything is the mercy of Krishna. When somebody takes shelter of Krishna, it is Krishna. We are coming under the direct shelter of Krishna. So anything that happens in our life, it could be due to two reasons. One is Krishna wants to come closer to him. The second is you have committed any offense, then you are going to go far away from the Lord. That is, you are going to get punishments for whatever you are doing in terms of offenses. So this is what Krishna cares about. He cares about two things, right? I mean, one is he wants you to come closer to him. But at the same time, should not hurt the devotees. Any way possible, you should just always respect them because they are chanting the names of the Lord. They are having Lord in their heart. You should respect. Whenever somebody pays obeisances, if you are looking at the Uttama Bhagavatas, what they do? When they pay obeisances to somebody, they are seeing the Lord in their heart of the person. They are seeing the Ishta form. Their Ishta form is what they are worshipping. I'm paying obeisances to you like this. What does that mean? I am giving respect to the Lord who is within your heart. The pure devotee is able to see the Lord everywhere. How? He is able to see the Ishta form of the Lord everywhere in the living entity and non-living entity. And that is why he even pays respect to the stone sometimes because he sees Krishna in it. He sees his Ishta. It could be Narsimha, it could be Rama, it could be any Vishnu Tattva that he sees in that particular stone or tree or whatever. That is why we see we are paying obeisances over and over. So now we have seen the story summary. This is what is coming ahead. This chapter is going to be a simple chapter in the sense, as I told you, there is not much philosophy. But when it comes to understanding the mood, I think that is what is important here. But other than that, it's going to be a simple storyline. Now, if you look at the first 3 verses, the main point here is Arjuna went to Dwaraka to to see the Lord and the other friends to hear about what is Krishna's next plan. After Arjuna didn't return for 7 months, Yudhishthira, he began to experience inauspicious omens. And then the third verse is talking about what are those inauspicious omens. So this is the theme as well as the 3 verses for today are concerned. Now, we have to understand from Bhagavatam, okay, Mataji, we see it's pretty simple. What's there to talk? This is a good question. If you were to ask me what's there to talk, I also found the same thing. Yeah, nothing much. But then, if you look at Srimad Bhagavatam, the same kind of scenario was also seen when you look at inauspicious omens. It was also seen in Canto 3, chapter 17. It is the episode of Hiranyakashipu. The twins were born of Diti. When they were born, there were so many inauspicious omens that were taking place. So let's just go over that particular theme and then also talk about a few more things that I have planned for today. So, with regards to this, what are some of the things that we can see from Srila Prabhupada's translations? I'm just not going into the purport, but I just want to talk about the translations from third canto, 17th chapter. The luminaries, so there were earthquakes on the birth of the 2 demons. There were natural disturbances, all fearful and wonderful in the heavenly planets, the earthly planets, and in between. There were earthquakes along the mountains on the earth, and it appeared there were fire everywhere. Many inauspicious planets like Saturn appeared along with comets, meteoroids, and thunderbolts. Their blew winds, which were most uninviting to touch, hissing again and again and uprooting gigantic trees. They had storms for their armies and the cloud of dust for their ensigns. The luminaries in the heavens were screened by masses of clouds in which lightning sometimes flashed as though laughing. Darkness reigned everywhere and nothing could be seen. Here also we see the same thing, darkness and no sunlight. The ocean with its high waves wailed aloud as if stricken with sorrow, and there was commotion among the creatures inhabiting in the ocean. There was so much commotion in the animals inhabiting in the ocean. The rivers and lakes, they were also agitated, and the lotus in the rivers and the lakes, they all withered. There were misty halos appeared around the sun and the moon during the solar and lunar eclipse again and again. Claps of thunder were heard without clouds, and sounds of those rattling chariots emerged from the mountain caves. In the interior of the villages, the she-jackals yelled portentously, vomiting strong fire from their mouths, and jackals and owls also joined them with their cries. This is what we are seeing here also. So I just wanted you to sort of compare this thing, because whenever something inauspicious is happening, we see a similar trend, isn't it? This just for comparative study, because in Srimad Bhagavatam, so again, Srila Prabhupada quotes here, when these inauspicious omens happen, that is a symptom to say that the demons are rising. Whenever their inauspicious inauspicious signs are seen, that is the time he says these demons rise. And in Kali Yuga, we have demons all along, right? So this is why I wanted to quote this. Raising their necks, the dogs cried there and here and there, and now in a manner of singing, and now a little bit in the manner of wailing. Oh, Vidura, the asses ran hither and thither in the herds, striking the earth with the hard hoofs and wildly braying. Frightened by the braying of the asses, the birds flew shrieking from their nests, while cattle in the cowsheds as well as in the woods passed dung and urine. The cows were terrified and yielded blood in the place of milk. Can you imagine? Instead of giving milk, they gave blood. And clouds rained pus. The images of gods in the temple shed tears. The same thing. Can you notice this? The deities were shedding tears. This is what we saw here. And here also, the gods in the temple shed what? Tears. Trees fell down without a blast of wind. See, usually the wind has to blow wind has to take out the trees, right? Here the trees just fell down like that without the blast of wind. Ominous planets like Mars and Saturn shone brighter and surpassed the auspicious ones such as Mercury and Jupiter and Venus, as well as the number of lunar missions. Taking seemingly retrograde courses, the planets came in conflict with one another. Marking these, many of the other omens of evil times, everyone but the 4 sons of Brahma, who were aware of the fall of Jaya and Vijay and the birth and of the birth of Diti's son, was seized with fear. The Kumaras were not seized with fear because they knew it was Jaya and Vijay who fell down from the planet of Vaikunta. Others, they didn't know about this, so they were also fearful. So this is something that I wanted to give you as a contrast to help you understand that this inauspicious omens is seen to get us the news that something is coming forward ahead. It could be the news of Rakshasas, it could be the news of the demons that are rising, or it could be that somebody who's so auspicious left the planet, right? That's what we are seeing when it comes to Srimad Bhagavatam. It's the same similar scenario. There is not even a difference in terms of, yeah, the deities were crying, they were shedding tears. Can you imagine that? They were literally shedding tears. When I saw this, it was so heartbreaking to see that, because most of the people these days, they don't consider the deity form to be real. Oh, I don't see. He's eating food. How are you saying he's eating prasadam? He's just a stone deity, and how you are telling he's eating prasadam? The prasadam looks, it's the same way. It's not even changed. There's no evidence to prove that he has eaten the food. How I can believe it's prasadam? I can just eat it like that. If somebody were to ask this question, what are we to say? Yeah, it looks the same. How people can believe, right? It's very intriguing. How I'm a person, I have did my PhD, and you mean to say that he eat the food? How I can believe you? What will you say, my dear devotees? This is a very simple question, right? What will you say? This is why Shabda is very important. Shabda is important, and that Shabda will become Pratyaksha at some point for us. And it's like a pregnant lady waiting. She has to wait for 6 months. This Shabda will become Pratyaksha only after some time, only when our heart is sufficiently purified. So till that time, we have to be patient like a pregnant woman waiting to deliver. We just have to wait for the day. We had the instance, right? I mean, I think it was an episode from Chaitanya Charitamrita where I think Raghunandan, Acharya's son, so he was asked to feed the deities, and then he was showing Krishna, you're going to eat the food or not? My parents have told me to feed you. Are you going to eat or not? He was like with a broom, not in a broom, a bat or something in his hand. He was waiting. Are you going to eat? I have to go and continue playing. If you're not going to eat, I'll not be able to play. You better eat. As soon as Krishna heard these words, he started to eat, and then he gave the plate back to his mom, and his mom was like, Krishna finished? He finished? What is this? Never. Every day I used to feed him, and he's never eaten any food. Like, we eat like that, and you're saying he's done eating? Did Krishna really eat? I suspect you ate him. You are bringing just the ball. No, mom. Krishna really ate. The next day also he fed the Lord. And the Lord was not willing to eat because everyone was watching him. And this boy was like, you have to eat. And then the Lord had to fulfill the demands of this boy. So it is the faith. Ultimately, it all boils down to faith. This faith is what we are trying to build this this little teeny tiny bit is what we are looking for. That needs to increase. This faith needs to increase, dear devotees. That is what I am striving for. My goal for this class, for me, and for every one of you. The plan is just a little bit that faith has to increase. At some point, we have to say that I am continuously endeavoring to serve Krishna, to please my Guru. Continuous. I'm endeavoring. My body may not permit, my health may not permit, my work may not permit, but I'm endeavoring. Every minute I'm endeavoring to please my Guru Maharaj. Every minute I'm endeavoring to please Krishna. Every minute I want to do this. I may have anarthas that may stop me. I may be an envious person by nature, but I don't want to be. I'm endeavoring. This is Krishna sees. This is what Guru Maharaj sees. Are you endeavoring? That is faith, my dear devotees. If you are endeavoring, that is the symptom of faith. Continuously you have to endeavor. Okay, sleeping time, you sleep. And we are not at a stage where we get dreams about Krishna. That time we are not able to remember Krishna. But what about the time when we are awake? Are we endeavoring? So Mataji, Vaijayanti Mataji, she gave me a beautiful example. When we had discussion, she has a password as Radharani. She's a doctor, right? And every patient she looks at, she makes sure to give prescription with Krishna's words in it. Just let them get Krishna's like that. With that mentality, she's working. She's endeavoring. This is what I wanted to bring across to the table, right? This is endeavoring. At your work, you're trying to have Krishna somehow be included as a part of, it is through his grace this person can become all right. This is the medicine for him. Radharani is the medicine for her. Hare Krishna is the medicine for him. With that, she cannot preach directly, say chant Hare Krishna or whatever. But that intention to remember Krishna during work, how she's incorporating it. I just, Mataji, it's not to embarrass, but I just wanted people to get that inspiration to how to, these are some, everybody has their own technique. You can have your Hare Krishna Mahamantra on and work if you're working from home. Something where some vibration of Krishna is there with you all the time. Srila Prabhupada's Hare Krishna chanting, let it just go on and you work. It's not like I'm a CEO or I'm I'm not, thank God I'm not, so which is good. We have to somehow incorporate Krishna into our lives. Somehow this faith has to increase. And ultimately, when the faith becomes very strong, what happens, dear devotees? Surrender. Surrender is the symptom of faith. Surrender is when you become fearless. This principle I want to reiterate in every class because this is where we need to go. First, we need to go to a platform where I'm fearless. That is the state of surrender. How you can identify you're surrendered or not? You will be fearless. No fear of anything whatsoever. That is the state we have to come to. Okay, that will come only when you're completely dependent on Krishna. And this mood of surrender is exhibited by these Pandavas, right? How they are surrendered. They are completely dependent on Krishna. As I told you, they don't have any plans. No plans. Yeah, for tomorrow, what is? No, I don't have any plans. No plans in me. Who will protect me? Krishna. If Krishna is not there, then where am I supposed to go? Who am I supposed to ask? Let miseries come to my life. Why is she saying that? She doesn't care. If it is misery, sorrow, happiness, she doesn't care. All she wants is Krishna, to remember Krishna. Kunti Maharani. So, I just wanted to reiterate this principle to show the mood of dependencies these Pandavas are having. Okay, now we have another 10 more minutes, right? Yeah. So let me just go through a few things, a few points, and then we can maybe ask and then we can go for question and answers. This is from His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj. So he in one of his lectures. So when he was talking about the disappearance day of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura. So he remembered the incident of Prabhupada. It was the disappearance was Guru Maharaj's Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura Prabhupada. And when Prabhupada began his lecture by saying, for great liberated soul, there is no difference between appearance and disappearance. Because he is simply performing a divine Leela in this world. And he is a conscious, he's appearing and disappearing. It is just for what? It is just for sake of spreading the message of love of Godhead, spreading the joy of Krishna consciousness. So, in many ways, disappearance is a tragic experience because we are separated from that person. But it is a joyful experience because why it is a joyful experience? So now that you understand, oh, where is this person gone? This person has gone back to Krishna. So it's a joyful experience for that person. He can simply be with Krishna for eternity. that is what everybody wants, and this soul has gotten back to Krishna. So I'm very joyful for him. As a soul, he would be very happy, because he came from the spiritual world just for our sake, to spread the message of love of Godhead. But when he goes back to Krishna, he's always happy. I mean, he's happy here also, but he can be with Krishna. He can simply be with Krishna for eternity. A great devotee, as I told you, they're able to see Krishna everywhere. They don't need any kind of even if the great devotee sees me, he sees Krishna in me. See, what do you mean when he sees Krishna in me? A great devotee, a Uttama Bhakta, he sees you. He sees, oh my God, he sees the love he has for the Lord on you. Oh, you also have the same love that I have for Krishna. This is what a Uttama Bhakta sees. So that's how he sees Krishna everywhere. Next, I'll talk about the Uttama Bhagavata and characteristics as it relates to the purport sometime, because this is very nicely, our acharyas have elaborated this in many purports from 11th canto. So we will go over that section, how this Uttama Bhagavata is able to see Krishna everywhere. This theme we will try to see sometime as it relates to the purport. Now, Maharaj also mentioned that it is a great benediction.
You're muted here.
Sorry, Mataji, my son was supposed to be in a class, and his class got I don't know, the teacher didn't come. Anyways, so I just wanted to tell this point that Maharaj spoke about great benedictions, that these souls who are with Krishna, they come into this world to perform the service for the sake of the Lord. For the sake of Lord alone they are coming, right? It is the state of consciousness. Can you imagine? See, Hanumanji is there. Hanumanji said, oh Lord, you can go to your spiritual abode. I'll be there in this material world and be with a set of devotees who chant your names always, Ram, Ram, Ram. Whoever is chanting in this material world, I will hear them and be satisfied. So this is okay with me. I'm ready to serve you in any way. He didn't even go to his abode where Ram personally resides. He's just staying in this material world, trying to serve his master, to please his master by being in this material world. So the point here is, devotees not necessarily want to go to the spiritual world. They'll be happy if they go to, but they'll also be happy in this material world, performing whatever duties they have to. It is for the sake of Krishna's pleasure. That's what matters more to them. That is why we have, oh, I can go to hell, I can go to anywhere you tell me, Krishna, as long as there is service, I'm ready to go anywhere. This is the mood of a devotee. So the consciousness of Krishna is the essence. In everything we do, in everywhere, wherever we are, whether we are Krishna conscious, this is what makes a difference to a devotee's life. If he is without Krishna, then it's not auspicious. If he's able to think of Krishna all the time, remember Krishna all the time, then that is auspiciousness. So we can stop here and then maybe go through certain things in the next class. As I told you, we will talk about, as it relates to the theme, we'll talk about different subject matters. Today, I also wanted to talk about, few more things, specifically this verse, Savai Pumsam Paro Dharmo, Yato Bhakti Yatokshaje. I wanted to talk about this verse and go through our Acharya's commentary on this verse, but we'll try to do it some other time, because this verse talked about essentially the religion and how people are becoming degraded. I wanted to talk about this Paro Dharma verse, which talks about Dharma, Artha, Kama, how it should be looked at it from a Bhagavata perspective. It's a very beautiful commentary by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura that I wanted to go over. It's quite technical, but I'm sure you're all going to relish it. So at some time later this week, or not this week, but whenever we get a chance, I would like to go through that very important purport. It's like the most important purport in the second chapter, where we have seen and analyzed Srila Prabhupada's commentary. So we can now go ahead and analyze Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura's commentary also. So I try to plan that thing also for some other day, and we can go through that commentary. So this is coming ahead, but I just wanted to give you a heads up. Again, this chapter just flows like this. So we will try to somehow include philosophy into our teachings so that we can all relish philosophically. If we understand, we'll be convinced. That's all. So we will try to do that as well as we go through the future classes. All right, so we will stop here. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripasindubhye vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Bhakta Vrind ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Thank you, dear devotees.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji, for this excellent class, as always. Are there any other questions or comments? I know we have 3 minutes left, and I'm cognizant. Yes, but
Hare
let's
Krishna, everyone. Thank you, Mataji. As usual, very nice class, good philosophy, and it really sinks into our brains, I'm sure, for everyone, right? So yes, we know how you were telling about this little boy who forced Krishna to eat. Even nowadays at Jagannath Puri, you know, the Karmabai khichdi is very famous. Karmabai used to give khichdi. One day she was sick, she got old, she couldn't do the khichdi properly. She was doing her, she didn't even have bath, she didn't need to take bath. She was doing her teeth, you know, with a datun, with a piece of wood. She would do her teeth on one side and turn it on the other side, and she would steer the khichdi. And Jagannath will come and eat that khichdi every day. And even nowadays it's there. Now we go to the Pandavas. When Bhishmadev took the vow to kill the Pandavas the following day, Krishna knew that. Krishna went to the Pandavas and told them, you know, your grandfather has taken the vow to kill all of you tomorrow. What did they do? They just covered themselves and went to sleep. They said, Krishna, we are tired. You are here to take care. Then Krishna in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, woke up. Draupadi, wake up. Why are you waking me so early? We have to go to Bhishmadev. Because Bhishmadev has told Duryodhana, send your wife in the morning, I'll bless her, right? So here Krishna took Draupadi, and what did he do? He took the chappal of Draupadi, put under his arm, so that there is no noise. And then Draupadi, pull your veil down and go and take blessing. That's how they were so confident that Krishna was there for them, right? So here Mataji is reinforcing all these faith that we need to have. And as she said, in my prayer, I'll say I am a very simple person. I have committed so many sins, not in this life, many lifetimes. So even if I go to hell, give me the opportunity to serve. That's it. And talking about deities, I carry my deities everywhere, but when I go to India, I don't carry because I'm traveling. I don't know where I'll be. And when we went to Jagannath Puri, I dreamt of my Gopal. My Gopal jumped out of the bed and got into my hand and telling me, I want to come with you. And I cried. Because why? Because before eating, I will feed him. At night, I will give milk. So I was not here. And then I was telling my god sister there, whom I met, and they say, you should be happy. When I told them the friend, I said, you should be happy. But I was feeling so bad because I was not feeding him. So yes, that's why my daughter said, you travel everywhere with him, make sure you take him. So yes, this is very nice, Mataji. Thank you for the class. And for the clarification of the other class, I'll say it some other day, Mataji, because we don't have time today. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Indulekha Mataji. Very nice experience that you shared, which we can all relate to. Oh my God. I think Mataji has been traveling to Dhams for many years now, and she's so blessed, and we all need to get her blessings so that we are also able to go to the Dhams and be in the mood of separation like you do, Mataji. Please bless us.
You know, wherever you are, it's Dham, because you have Krishna in your heart. Wherever you are, it's Dham. And that is in the scriptures.
Yes, Mataji, you're perfectly right. The pure devotees of the Lord, they carry Krishna in their heart, and that is why it's Dham for them. And for us, we are consciously trying, consciously endeavoring. And endeavor is what matters at the end of the day. We are endeavoring to be conscious of Krishna all the time. But I think of late, I've started having the feeling of separation from Dham. I don't know.
Yeah, you should
Hopefully
go. You should go. Yes, yes.
Thank you, Mataji.
And then if you have Tulsi, it's Vrindavan already. Whatever
yes,
the Tulsi is Vrindavan.
Yes,
Yeah. Hare
Mataji.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji, for sharing the story on the class. I was with you in Dham, but I didn't know the story. So I feel, I don't know. It's
Yeah, he said that it shouldn't be telling, but yeah, I'm telling in this class. And I told my God, because I got kind of scared, why did I have such a kind of dream? And I have his nice little bed and his, whatever he's called to prevent the mosquitoes in getting in bed and everything. And it just flew everything, flying everything back. And he was naked in my hand. I put pajamas and at night it was in my hand. And I said, oh, I haven't had a shower yet. How can I need a shower and then I will give you birth. And it was like that. So I got kind of scared. Why is this dream? But there was no, you should be happy. You should be happy. Because before having my my prasadam, I would think of him. I said, oh, if he was here, I would feed him first. So that's why I think he came in my dream.
Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing that.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Are there any other questions or comments? We have exhausted our time, so I'll hand over to Path Prabhu. Prabhu, Hare Krishna, are you able to end the session for us today? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes. Thank you very much, Mataji, for your such a nice and excellent class, and also all the inputs like Indulekha Mataji and others. It's very nice, Mataji. You're talking about the Pandavas, how they are fully dependent on Krishna in all the circumstances. When you go to the Mahabharata, and each and every steps they depend upon Krishna. We can go so many stories, so many instances. They are like Durvasa Muni, and also like everything, every step, like Mataji told. They did not think about the tomorrow also, what they will do, because Krishna is there, then what the needy of to thinking about that. So they are fully dependent on Krishna, and Krishna is protected him all the time. So that is also Kunti Maharani on his statement. Already we read that when Bhagavatam Kunti Stuti. He recognized everything, how you are save us in all the dangers, in each and every steps, and how they are dependent upon Krishna also. So that is the lesson we can learn as a devotee, how we supposed to be fully surrender and depend upon Krishna, not by our own effort or own endeavor. Our only one endeavor that we supposed to be, how we supposed to be fully surrendered to the Krishna, depend upon Krishna. Therefore, Krishna will save us. Apasya rakhive Krishna, Vishwasa Palan. Krishna will save us definitely. That faith we have supposed to. That is the main one simplicity, and that Krishna will hand over, protect us. Also giving very nice example of Gopal Bhatt, how he's a small boy. He told, if you Krishna, you can come and take the food. My father told, and Krishna came and eat all the prasadam. So that is also because simplicity and dependence. So that is the main characteristics of a devotee. So that if you will go through that, then maybe our life will be successful and will maybe get the blessings of Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji, for your nice class. It's a really interesting class. And we'll go through how Krishna will depart, leave this earthly planet, and he will supposed to be go back to his own abode. We'll go slowly. Thank you very much once again. And also thanks all the devotees who are joining here for this class and releasing this beautiful nectar. I request all the devotees, please unmute yourself and chant Hare Krishna mantra for glorification of Her Grace Radhika Kasturi Mataji. Please join. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
Kripa Sindhu
Kripasindhubhyo Shritanam Pavanebhyo
Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha.
Jai.
Jai.
Radhika Kasturi Mataji ki
Ji ki
Jai.
jai.
Glories to Srila Prabhupada. Guru. Hare
ISKCON Eldoret ki jai.
Jai.